Things have certainly not been good for the Marvel Cinematic Universe over the past few years. Massive box office flops, huge streaming disappointments, as Disney Plus not only bleeds subscribers, but also has lost billions of dollars for Disney. But maybe one of the most cringe-inducing movies we've seen yet is still coming from Disney later this fall/winter, sometime in November, and that is, of course, The Marvels. Brie Larson's second standalone movie. Well, wait, it's not standalone anymore, isn't it? It was supposed to be a standalone sequel, but instead, they needed to add a bunch of different characters to it after the reception for Captain Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, it's The Marvels, and people, with it being 6 weeks out, 7 weeks out, people are starting to ask the question, will this thing be a massive disaster? The Marvels, will it dominate the box office or be a massive flop? I think nearly unanimously, most people think it's going to be another Marvel flop, but only time will tell. We are starting to find out a little bit more about this, including with new trailers, and there seems to be a group of people that might be very upset at the inclusion of a certain character in the new movie. Captain Marvel's new boyfriend in the MCU just got confirmed. Newly revealed low-res footage from the Marvels seems to indicate Carol Danvers' new relationship status. Or does it? Marvel's footage shows Carol paired with Prince Yan. And this is terrible. I've actually seen a movie lately where they showed this trailer. I don't know why the trailer footage is so fucking bad, but it is. But a new, albeit grainy look at the Marvels. It's a trailer that's out there. The footage originated from a promo for the film that was shown in movie theaters prior to the presentation. At the 118-minute mark, Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers, is shown walking hand in hand with Prince Yan. The scene then cuts to Monica delivering one-word line. Princess? The implication here is that Danvers is Jan's girlfriend or wife. Now, to be clear, there was something like this that happened in the comic books where Carol Danvers fought someone else because Prince Yan was going to be forced to marry someone he didn't want to. Basically flipped around like an archetypal, man fights for a woman's hand because woman is being forced to marry someone they don't want. Very fucking cringe, but it did happen in the comics. Maybe something like that has happened here. But look how this article starts to discuss this, and there's a very important reason why. Speculation, as well as leaks and rumors, have pointed to Yan and Carol's relationship actually simply being platonic. And the only reason Carol's recognized as the world's princess was due to a communications breakdown. Captain Marvel's romantics in the MCU. Despite her seemingly confirmed status as Prince Yan's wife, there's a sizable and vocal contingent of the MCU fan base that longs for Carol's queer status to be officially confirmed. Now, I don't know about a sizable amount of the audience. There certainly are a bunch of freaks out there that are begging for Captain Marvel to scissor in the MCU. We've seen that from her introduction, March of 2019. Fans call for Captain Marvel to be gay after noticing queer undertones. Here's a spoiler alert. People with pronouns in their bios and gay and trans flags in their profiles and bios and all this shit, typically those people notice queer undertones in everything. They're constantly forcing themselves into everything that they watch. So if people have a close friendship, if two females have a close friendship, well, must be gay. They had to have fucked. Same thing with men. If men have a close friendship, well, Frodo and Sam, they must be gay. I'm noticing queer undertones in this story. Just goes on and on. Is Captain Marvel gay? Captain Marvel queer romance. Queer coding is the subtextual coding of a character in media as queer. Though characters' sexual identity might not be explicitly confirmed, they may in fact be straight despite their queer mannerisms. Just rewatch Captain Marvel, and I must say, Maria Rambeau and Carol have a pretty solid and stable lesbian relationship going on. Is Captain Marvel LGBTQ+? A look at Carol Danvers in the MCU. They even had the directors have to speak out about it, and they didn't want to give a definitive answer because they're worried about pissing off the freaks in the fan base. The audience that Marvel has asked for, the audience that Marvel has demanded, these weird freaks that only care about identity politics and how many gay characters you put in a story, they are demanding, they have been demanding that Brie Larson's Captain Marvel be gay as shit in the MCU. And the simple fact that she might be married to a man in this, they're very worried that might piss them off. And even the mainstream media is begging for it simply to be a platonic relationship. I guess we'll have to wait for the Marvels to find out how this actually goes down. But one thing's for sure, if they do have Carol Danvers have a male relationship or even be married to somebody, there's certainly going to be a lot of people with pronouns in their bios and rainbow flags in their profiles that are going to be very, very upset by this. Not sure if that'll help their box office or hurt it at the end of the day. A lot of people expect another disaster from Marvel when it comes to the box office results, but I guess we'll see in November.